Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are reviewing the Lectric XPress 750 version. Now this is the step over. I'm pretty pumped because this is the first time I get to do a full review on a Lectric product, so let's get into it. When it comes to the assembly of this bike, it really couldn't be any easier. You just had to put on the front wheel and the pedals, and this bike was good to go. Now, it will come to you as a Class 2 e-bike, which means you'll go up to 20 miles an hour via this thumb throttle here on your right-hand side, your torque sensor down below, and your 5 levels of pedal assist. This bike weighs 57 pounds, but has a maximum payload capacity of 330 pounds. Now, there are two different versions of this bike. You have the 750 watt version and you have the 500 watt version. This 750 watt version right here currently sells for $1,299, or at least it did during the making of this video. And you could get the 500 watt version for only $999, and all of their bikes come with a 1-year warranty. This bike comes in a high step and a step through model. Now the high step version, well, Lectric says that the average rider height is from 5'4" to 6'4". And the step through model is from 5'2" to 6'3". The high step version only comes in this black color. And if you want a step through version, well, that only comes in white. Lectric says that the XP750 will go up to 60 miles on a single battery charge. And if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I'm going to abuse this bike and it's not going to get anywhere near that kind of mileage. It has a 750 watt rear hub motor with a peak power of 1310 watts plus 85 Newton meters of torque. It also has a 7-speed transmission, a Shimano tourney derailleur, a derailleur guard, and the standard Shimano 7-speed thumb shifter. For stopping power, you have 2-piston hydraulic brakes and 180 millimeter rotors. The front forks are adjustable, they are spring-loaded, they have 80 millimeters of travel. You can preload them and you can lock them out. It has 27.5-inch spoke wheels with a through axle. The tires are by Aerosund. They are 27.5 by 2.1 inches. They have a great street pattern on them and they are puncture resistant. Let's talk about the battery. It's hidden in this down tube right here and it pops out from the bottom. It is a 48 volt, 14 amp hours with 672 watt hours of power. You can charge it up with this 2 amp charge right here, which means you can charge this bike up in 7 hours. You can do it with this charging port right here, or you can take this battery off and charge it somewhere else. When it comes to removing the battery, you're going to take one of your 2 keys that come with it. You're going to put it in there, turn it forward. It drops the battery out a little bit. There's a button right here. We're going to push that and it's going to drop the battery all the way out. There is a button right here that you can use and click and see how much charge you have with the battery. And then to put it back in, you just slap it in and pull the key out. The Lectric XPress 750 has a UL rating of 2271 and also a UL rating of 2849. It also has an IPX rating of 6.5, which means it provides protection from low pressure water jets from any direction. Additional features include quick release aluminum pedals, a double chainring guard, a quick release seat post and a padded seat, and multiple connections for accessories. This is the stock version of this bike, but you can purchase it with fenders and a back rack. During Lectric's Black Friday sale, you receive over $300 worth of accessories for the 750 watt models. Let's talk size and fit. Now, the overall length of this bike is 72 inches. And when it comes to changing it up, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can maybe angle these handlebars a little bit forward or back, but it doesn't have an adjustable stem. All of your adjustments are going to be here in the seat area. Let me go ahead and lower this to, we're just going to take it down even farther. Right there, that should be set up for your lowest, shortest rider. And then it does have numbers on the back of the post. Let's see, where are we at here? Right there. That is super high. That looks insane. All right, so that would be a super tall rider trying to ride this bike. Now let's go ahead and put it down to where I think I'm going to be happy with it. We'll make adjustments during the ride. But in case you're wondering, I am 5'9". I am 225 pounds. I have a 32-inch inseam, and this is what I'm going to look like riding this bike today. Cockpit Operations. On your left-hand side, you have a single locking grip. I can tell already that I like how this rubber feels on my hand, and it has a nice palm rest. Right here is your front brake lever, and then this is your control pad. To turn on the bike, we're just going to hold down the power button until your screen comes on. This is your full color display. I really like how this looks. Right up here is your battery indicator, and then this tells you how many watts you have going. This is your speed, this is your pedal assist level, and this is your trip indicator. There's also a USB port hidden right underneath this display. Right here, you're going to get a lot of different information from this bike by hitting the power button real quick. It starts off with odometer, then quickly goes to trip. From there, it's voltage. From there, it's current, time on the bike, and then back to your odometer. To go up in pedal assist levels, you're just going to hit this plus button right here, and it's going to take you all the way from 1 through 5. And then to lower down into the pedal assist levels, well, you're just going to use your minus button right there. To turn your headlight on, you're going to hold the plus button until your headlight comes on. As you can see, the indicator popped up right here. And then to turn it off, you're just going to hold that plus button again. This is your headlight. It is just one single bulb. It's pretty bright. You really can't tell that on film. I think it's brighter than most front headlights that I see on e-bikes. The bike does come with a super bright tail light. Now, it's not a brake light, so it's not going to have any functionality, but it will get you seen from behind. On your right-hand side, right here is your throttle, and then this is your rear brake lever, and right here is your gear shifter. To go down in gears, you're just going to use your thumb to push this lever, and then to go up in gear, you're just going to push the button. Let's go ahead and check out the advanced features. We're going to hit the plus and minus button. That's going to take us into our P settings. As you can see, the first one tells us the brightness of our display. Number 2 bounces between miles and kilometers. Number 3 is the amount of volts. Number 4 is how long you want it to sleep. And then we're going to bounce over here to number 6, which that tells you the tire size. And then what we're interested in is number 8. This is the one I'm interested in. This is where we can unlock the bike. It's at 32 kilometers right now. We're going to push the plus button up, and it takes us all the way up to 45. That's where we want to lock it in at. So we're just going to hit the power button real quick, and it moves us on to the next one. That is all I am concerned about. Now, in their manual, they talk and they go through over all 25 of those settings. Now we are ready to go. Guys, I am super pumped about this, and I've talked about this on other videos, that I felt like bike manufacturers should make it to where their headlights would strobe. Well, Lectric did it. If you go into the P12 setting, you can set it to where this light is strobing and this tail light strobes as long as the bike is on. Normally, I put this on, and that's what I was doing. I was putting on my safety features, and I decided to look at the manual, and it told me that I could set this for flashing. So now I don't need this because it does it through the bike, and I don't have to worry about making sure this thing is charged up. I am super, super happy about this feature. I don't know about you, but I am 100% ready to get this bike out on the road to see how it performs. We are out here on the 606 trail here in Chicago. Now, it is a cold day. I think the high is only going to be like 43 or 45. Currently, we're riding this bike with 0 pedal assist going, which means the throttle will not work, and it's not providing any assistance to the bike. But this is an easy riding bike. These tires definitely help when it comes to riding this bike with no power. As you can see, I'm moving about 12 miles an hour, and it feels pretty comfortable. Let's go ahead and test the throttle on this bike. Now we're just going to go ahead and hit it. I do have it in pedal assist number 1. I want to see if it's dictated to the pedal assist levels, and I can tell you right now that it feels like it is. 8 miles is going to be our top speed in pedal assist number 1. Let's go ahead and try number 2. 15 miles an hour, well, 14.9, it just keeps bouncing between that and 15 miles an hour will be your top speed on pedal assist number 2. Pedal assist number 3 is going to have you at 20 miles an hour. Let's go for 4. I don't think it goes faster than 20 miles an hour, and it does not. So whether you're in pedal assist 3 through 5, 20 miles an hour is going to be your top speed. Now we're going to go ahead and test out the torque sensor. I have it in pedal assist number 1. We're cruising at about 10 miles an hour. But if I crank down on the pedals, we should be able to shoot up a lot faster, and we are. Actually, this torque sensor feels really nice. Let's take a look at these pedal assist levels. Even though you can go faster than what the pedal assist level has you because it's a torque sensor, If you have it in pedal assist number 1, you can comfortably cruise at 11 miles an hour. 15 miles an hour is comfortable in pedal assist number 2. Let's not forget that I have unlocked this bike to class 3 speeds. 16 miles an hour is what you'll comfortably be cruising in pedal assist number 3. 20 miles an hour in pedal assist number 4. 22 miles an hour comfortably in pedal assist number 5. Let's go ahead and check the display versus the GPS. Right now it's showing 20 miles an hour, and on the display it's showing 20 miles an hour as well. It bounces right between 19.9 and 20. So I'm going to say it is accurate. It is time for the brake test. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 different ones. We're going to do one using throttle only. That's going to take us up to 20 miles an hour. That's in case you keep it into class 2. And then after that, we're going to go as fast as we can and hit the brakes. Ooh, that stopped pretty good. We stopped right at 18 feet. These wider tires are going to help us stop a lot quicker. Round 2, making sure that I have a little bit more distance so I can get this thing up to 28 miles an hour. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? This thing stopped at 28 feet at 28 miles an hour. Man, I mean, I know these brakes feel good, but that is awesome. One thing I've noticed is that there is no bell on this bike, and that would have been a good thing, especially when you live in a big city like this. I'm gonna have to see if I have a bell that I can throw on here. Also, this motor is pretty loud. I mean, it's not the loudest motor, but you can definitely hear it when you're riding it for sure. It is time for the off-road test. Let's go ahead. We're gonna put it down in a couple of gears. We're gonna use throttle only right now and start cutting through this field. I mean, this bike is not making any noise. I love how solid this thing is. You can tell this is a quality bike. Oh, lift that front tire. Oh, here we go. We are just cutting right through here. Even though these are street tires, it's handling this without any issue at all. Let's go ahead and, oh, there we go. Landed both wheels at the same time. That felt good. It is time for the hill test. We're going to do it 2 different ways. We're going to do throttle only to see if we can make it up to the top. Let me go ahead and put it into pedal assist number 5. And let's see how the bike handles this hill right here. I mean, we just took off like right out of the gate, and this bike is doing really well. This hill goes between 18 to 20% grade. Hoo-yah! There we go. And we're cruising it, coming up this hill at about 9-10 miles an hour. Now we're going to go ahead and drop down into some gears here to make it easy for me to climb up the hill. Now let's go ahead and use pedal assist. I do have it in pedal assist number 5, gear 2, and let's take off. And oh man, within a quarter of a turn, it already kicked in, and we are just cruising up this hill. We're doing 12 miles an hour. Oh man, this thing feels great. Oh, nice. This would be a great commuter bike. This bike feels pretty nimble when you are just riding it around. I mean, it does feel really good. But you know what? Let's go ahead and check out and do the sand test. For this sand test, we're going to keep it in pedal assist number 5. I do still have it in a lower gear. That way I can help with either balance or to get this bike through the sand. So let's go ahead and see how it performs. Ooh, okay. Oh, we are burning right through this. I'm only pedaling for stability. Oh man, this thing is just going right through the sand. Holy cow. Oh, this bike is a good time. Oh, there we go. Wow. So not only can this bike get you to the beach, but yeah, it can make it through the beach as well. Hi. Look at that, bus turns on red. This is why I'm not a huge fan of doing reviews on the weekend. Everybody's down here. People are blocking the bike lanes. I don't know what to, there's just people everywhere. That's the Kris Kringle Mart that's going on right now. But still, there's just everybody is out. We will definitely not be going through downtown on the way back. This is Lakeshore Trail. That is Lake Michigan. And right now we are cruising into the wind. You know, this battery is really holding up. we are like maybe dropped a bar, and I felt like, well, we've gone 12.4 miles and this thing is still just moving out strong. Let's go ahead and test the walk feature out on this bike. We're going to put it into pedal assist 0, and then we're going to hold down on the minus button, and the bike should take off. Now, I did see in the manual that it has 2 different speeds. You can set it for 3 miles an hour, which it is set for right now, or you can set it for 3.7 miles. And as you can see, it took us right up that hill, no problem. This bike does instill a lot of confidence. Oh yeah. The only thing that really made any noise was the kickstand. I am really digging these tires, and I feel like they can ride on any type of surface. Right now we're here on this gravel road, and I mean, it feels totally secure. This thing is pretty awesome. I feel like I want to put these tires on some other bikes that I own. One of the things that Lectric did with their bikes is with this one, they developed this Power Plus technology. And what that does is it makes it to where as you're going higher speeds, it provides you with more power so that it makes it easier to keep those higher speeds while you're riding. Now, I have to tell you, this is one good looking bike, or at least I think so. And this thing is riding excellent today. Now, if you're wondering, well, this is what you're going to look like riding it. And probably, if you're like me, you're going to be smiling the entire time. In case you didn't see it in Cockpit Operations, well, I went ahead and turned on this blinking headlight and tail light. I really, really, really like this feature on this bike. You know, one of the things that I'm pretty big on is safety. And that right there, having that ability to have your bike power the headlight to where it flashes on and off, to include the tail light, is a definite safety feature that I feel that Lectric either was wanting to hear that, like the people, their riders, the people, their customers, gave them that information, or that is something that they wanted to add themselves. Either way, bravo guys, hats off to you. Let's go ahead and do some time speed tests. Since there's nobody in front of me, what we're going to do is we're going to do throttle first, see how quick it gets up to 20 miles an hour. And then we'll go ahead and do pedal assist up to 28. I mean, it takes off nice. And it feels pretty solid when it goes, and right there it was. Took about, what, 10, 11 seconds? That was pretty quick. Now we're going to go ahead and try top speed at 28 miles an hour via pedal assist only. We have it in pedal assist number 5. I dropped it down into gear 3, and let's go. Let's see how quick we can get it. Ooh, pulled the front wheel off the ground. Oh, nice. I'm already climbing up in gear, and we are already past 20 miles an hour. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There, boom, 28. That was quick. This bike's got some spunk to it. Right here is the beautiful Chicago skyline. I mean, it is a great view, no matter which angle you see this from. Oh, we've dropped a lot in battery power real quick. Excuse me, on your left. And I thought, wow, we had, the last time I looked down, we had only dropped like a couple of bars. And now, all of a sudden, we are down pretty low. I'm going to pull over here and see where we're at. Let's go ahead and click for the volts. It shows that we have 46. And let's see what our chart shows. When I was pedaling, it was 44, and then we've stopped it and went to 46. Let's see, 46 is 45%. Well, it's a high 46, so we're almost at 50. Well, I guess that does make sense. So I guess we probably should start heading back. But I felt like it went from like 2 bars all the way down to 50% real quick. So from here, we're going to be using the voltage to make sure that we are tracking to know exactly how much battery power we have. Since this is such a fun bike to ride, you don't really notice when that power starts to drop, because we were just moving down this trail this entire time. Oh, fenders would have come in handy. You might want to get fenders for this bike. I think I threw stuff on my glasses as well. And really, with all the goose poop that is around this area, yikes, I'm probably going to have to disinfect everything when I get home. I have noticed that this bike is geared extremely well. I've had zero ghost pedaling. Matter of fact, I don't even spend most of my time in gear 7. I spend a lot of time in gear 5 and gear 6. The only time I put it in gear 7 is if I want to go really fast. Right now it's at 44 on the volts, but I know that once it hits 40, you're in danger, and then at 39, you're basically done. So many geese today. I've been doing nothing but avoiding geese poop all day, and I didn't avoid all of it. You know, this bike is sturdy enough that I can ride it without hands. Not something that I am prone to do, but at least we know the bike can do it. We know it's balanced well. We are now on the 606 trail, which means I am 3.3 miles from home. We are down to 42 volts, one battery bar, and I think it's going to be pretty close, but I'm feeling pretty good, and I think that we're going to make it. If not, this bike is super easy to ride without power, so I'm not even worried about it. Oh, holy cow, guys. I forgot to mention that this bike has cruise control. Let me show you. I have the throttle going. I'm going to hold down the minus button until I see the cruise sign. There we go. Cruise is on. The slowest you can be going is 8 miles an hour. So anything after 8 miles an hour, cruise is going to work. And it is working right now. I am pedaling and the cruise is still on. So I guess you have to hit the brake. There we go. I just hit it real quick for that to turn off. Right here, you can see how many watts it's giving us right now. It's giving us about 100, it's under 200 watts that we're getting. It bounces between 140 and 200. The E006 has come up, but the bike is still giving us some watts here. We're still about 180 watts, even though it is telling me that the battery is severely drained. So as long as this bike's giving me power, I'm going to continue to use it until we make it home. When I made it here to the house, I still had about 50 watts of power that the bike was delivering to the back motor, but I don't think it was going to last that much longer. And when I took a look at the display showed that I went 25.2 miles. Now, when I look at Strava shows that I went 26.76 miles, which tells me that, well, it's a 1.5 mile difference, first of all. So if you are using the display, well, you're actually going farther than what your display shows you. And I only say that because I trust Strava when it comes to, doing the mileage, because I've done a lot of these reviews. So I trust Strava when it comes to the distance. There are a lot of things that I like about this bike. This seat is super comfortable. The grips feel great. Even with gloves on and with gloves off, it feels great either way. Super impressed with the flashing light on the rear and the front. I'm super glad they have that. And I want these tires. I want these tires to put on other bikes. I think they are super nice. I'm gonna have to get with Lectric and be like, how do I get a couple more of these tires so I can put on another bike that I have? I do believe I need fenders. I do believe in this kind of weather here in Chicago, fenders are a must, and I want to put them on there because I want to ride this bike a lot more. It is super solid. It climbs hills no problem. Throttle works great on this thing. And the faster you go, the easier it is to keep that speed, which is that whole Power Plus system that they came up with. Now, there's a couple of negative things with the bike. The motor's kind of loud, and there's no bell, which, I mean, I can deal with the motor. It's not the loudest that I've dealt with, but you do hear it. I feel like after a while you don't notice it, but that's just one of those things. But I did notice it when I first started riding this bike. The bell, that's a pretty cheap improvement. Hopefully I have one in the garage that I can throw on there because I'm going to have this bike for a while. I truly am. This thing is a good time. You just feel super solid with it, and it rides great. Now, if you are interested in an Express 750 or even the 500 version, well, the link down below is going to lead you right to that part. Now, if I have a discount code, I'm going to throw that down there as well. Don't forget, they do have the Black Friday sale going on right now, which gets you, for the $12.99 for this bike, gets you fenders, a suspension seat post, an upgraded headlight, a rear rack, and a foldy lock, and maybe something else. But that's a lot of stuff that they are throwing in right now during their Black Friday sale. If not, it is worth, I believe it's going to be worth the money to pay the extra to get those things added to this bike. If you like videos like this, you know what? I would appreciate if you go hit the like button, maybe hit the subscribe button. I don't know. You can do whatever you want, but it does help the channel grow, and it keeps other companies reaching out to me so I can review other bikes for you. Well, guys, that's all I have. That's all I have on the review of the Express 750, and I want to thank you for watching. So until I see you again, enjoy the ride.